think we may now be live. So, hello everyone, and welcome to the Geek Battle show here on the Extreme Improv Extreme YouTube channel, as well as the Geek Battle YouTube channel. Smash that subscribe button wherever you are watching. Today we're going to be discussing all kinds of things. This is actually the second Geek Battle of the week. We had a short show a couple of days ago, but now we're having the full cream show today. Joker, Folie, Adieu, as I call it in my English accent. It is out, and to be honest, I have thoughts on it. Lots of other things are going on. I haven't got it yet, but the remake of Silent Hill 2 is apparently out. Rings of Power Season 2 has ended. There's new trailers and rumors of trailers, and so much more that we will get into, I am sure. But for now, let's meet tonight's team, starting with Dave. Say hello to the people.
Hello to the people. I am Dave MC here in Paris, France, and my geek fact is one of my favourite games in RPG is Fallout. I love the Fallout games. I love the world, the post-apocalyptic sort of 1950s future nuclear tech and that sort of thing. But my fact is that all the vaults that take place in the games are or were social experiments created by Vault-Tec. Not all of them were social experiments. In the first game, it's not a social experiment, but most of them are. Some examples were, I had to write these down because I knew I would forget. So there was Vault 111 in Fallout 4, which was cryo-freezing, and Vault 12, so, the door was designed to malfunction, so the radiation would get in and basically see what it would do to people. And there was Vault 11, where one person was always sacrificed every year to some sort of deity, and that every vault was a social experiment in some shape or form. There was even one funny one, which was there was 999 women and one man.
Wow.
A Monty Python thing comes to mind for some reason.
Is that where all the priests are walking along going, Jesus?
You know that when Galahad goes to a castle where there's everyone are nuns or something? that comes to mind.
No, got to get you out of here, Sir Galahad. We've got to get you out of here.
Okay, great. Well, bonus point there. Cap, say hello to the people and give us your geek trivia fact, I suppose.
Hail from the land of leopards, elephants, and crocodiles, and also Dante. It's me, Capital Dave, and this geek fact is technically brought to you by Sid, who has done the show sometimes. A couple in Dubai actually scammed a lot of people about a Israeli-made time machine that would just restore their youth.
Right.
Wait, a time machine that would restore their youth?
Yeah, and it's Israeli-made. That is specific in that one. That's why I'm mentioning that. To read more into it, maybe I can send the link to David. It's much easier now. But that's my odd geek fact. But I'll send this to David so we can explore upon this.
So what you're saying is a couple invented a time machine that could restore youth.
No. The couple ran a business saying that they have an Israeli-made time machine that they can use to restore people's youth if you pay them money.
Right.
Wow. And
yeah, go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? If I had a time machine that could restore my youth, I'd have to wait a very long time to use it, guys, because I'm still there. Now,
all he needs to put on is the suit. If he puts on the suit, then David is young again.
I mean, you're younger than Cap, aren't you, David?
well, yeah.
Just like he's taller than me as well.
Probably everyone. You know. Now, that brings up an interesting thought. If you could have either... Okay, so let me put it to you like this. If you could have the choice between having a time machine so you could go back in time, but you would still age and experience the flow of time, or you could just have something that would rewind your age, but you'd still have all of your memories. It would just like bring you back, like the elixir of youth. Which would you rather have?
So what was the first one?
A time machine. So you could be sat here right now, and then you can jump back in time 20, 2010 or like 1960 or like
Can I
1060?
use that over? Can I use that over and over again?
Yeah, but you're going to still age. Or you can have the elixir of youth, and when you use it, you get younger again.
Yeah, I
Ca-
still
is
think the time machine is better because, like, you can still go. If you screw up, you can still go back and fix yourself. But with the
You can't do that, Cap, because if you take the time machine and stop yourself getting the time machine, then you won't have the time machine to go back and stop yourself from having the time
No, I
machine.
don't need to stop the time machine. If I just go back and make some stock options on Microsoft, and apparently Microsoft fails, and I lose a lot of money, I can still go back. Just don't do that. I can go and tell him don't do that.
I would like to ask: is the time machine like the time machine from H.G. Wells, or is it a TARDIS that I can go in space and time?
Well, no, look, it's a time machine.
But can
Why
I go
would
in?
you-
But
No,
can I go through space, or is it just
Why would
fixed
you
on
be able
Earth?
to go through space? No, it's a time machine.
It's a TARDIS, mate.
No, look, a time machine.
All right.
Think the DeLorean. You're going to arrive wherever you are.
I take the time machine.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
because
Because people make
Because you'd
mistakes.
rather experience the past than actually just, or like, oh, I can go.
who
forwards.
says I have to go back? I could go forwards.
Yeah, you could go forwards, or you could just go forwards by just living that long. It's the
Yeah, but I could go as far into the future as possible, where they will have created said elixir, mass production, and I can just come back.
No. You're trying to cheat here. The idea is
No,
you can have
that's
one
not.
or
No,
the
no.
other.
No, that's not real. I just want to go back and see stuff, then go forward and see what it's like. Obviously, not tell anyone when I come back because butterfly effect. No, I take the time machine.
There's also the when we ask us, even if we explore the elixir option, right? We always think, oh, I wish I can go back to my younger self with the knowledge that I have now, so I won't make all those mistakes that I did. But here's the problem: you will make new mistakes, and you can't correct them now because you ran out of elixir.
Well, who says you run out of elixir? You didn't. You said that could you?
Is
keep
it never
reusing-
ending?
Well, why should it be ending?
If it's that, then I'll take the elixir. I can just do retry.
But is
it's
it a
retry.
case
You
of
don't get to retry. Like 2024 will still pass, and you could take a little sip.
Still
and be-
okay. The only thing I would care about is my personal life, right? Like, I don't really want to go and see Rome. I don't have an immune system to deal with Rome.
Why would you not want to go back and see history happen?
He just wants
Because
to
I'll
go back.
be
to
murdered
20
in 5 seconds,
He wants to
Dave.
go back to 2010 and watch Thundercats. That's all he wants.
Yeah, think about that. If I go to the past, why would I go to the past? I mean, like, I have the best era. I can watch
History, mate.
everything.
History will happen before your eyes.
I'm
Yeah,
not
but I
allowed to go.
played that. Yeah, but I played that in Assassin's Creed, Dave. I don't need it.
That's someone else's history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dev, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people. And I'm not allowed.
Mustache, Dave. Dave, you have a mustache.
Yes.
Are you a Viltrumite?
Not yet. Yeah, I'm not allowed to time travel because last time I did, I ended up going to 1930, and the market crashed.
Oh, damn. That's such a shame when that happens. Right,
Although
so
speaking of
anyway,
that,
guys, let's... Yeah, go on. Do you
And
have...
also, guys,
Uh,
I sent the posted the link on the group, and I also
About,
personally sent the one to Dave.
Okay.
During Time Cop, it shows them stopping a time traveler from traveling back to the market crash and profiting off it. That is a reference to an actual real life story where there was one guy
Big Short.
who was
Big
making
Short.
who was making good trade, like the right trades that he predicted the market crash in 1930. So everybody thought he was a time traveler.
I actually love that the Big Short films where they like explore the financial crisis of the 2000s.
Yeah. No, because I watched all of those. I watched like Big Short. I watched Wolf of Wall Street. In fact, financial movies were like the things I watched during lockdown. And seeing Vin Diesel with hair doing the whole. He does the whole Dominic Toretto thing. He does the arm thing in that movie as well, but he has hair, so it's hilarious.
Wait, you're saying Vin Diesel was in The Big Short?
No, he was in the Boiler Room, which was another movie based on the same story.
Had you just run out of things to watch during lockdown, Dev? And you just like, yeah, well, I've watched all these, I've watched all that. What else is on? Financial films. Oh well, you ran out of everything else to do.
That's not the worst thing I've done. The worst thing I did was I watched every single Ryan Reynolds movie.
Every single? What?
Wow.
Yes.
I've only watched other than his Deadpool movies, than Green Lantern. The only Ryan Reynolds movie I watched is the one with like Olivia Wilde, and that was the only thing about that film I liked. Other than that, I did not like
the
that
best
film.
Ryan Reynolds movie that's not Deadpool is Van Wilder.
Van Wilder. I do. People see recommending me that. I do have to check that out.
God, I can't even think of a Ryan Reynolds movie that I particularly like. It's always like, oh yeah, Ryan Reynolds, and he's being Ryan Reynolds, but they're just like, they're okay.
Yeah.
Right, guys,
Also,
so go on, Cap.
What do you think of the time machine story, David? Have you seen the new story?
Okay, so let's bring up what you're talking about here. Let's make sure it's all okay. So, UP, I don't know what that is. Massive scam. Age reversal using time machine. Couple opened a therapy center revival world in Kanpur, which claims of using a machine brought from Israel to transform a 60-year-old into a 25-year-old. I don't know. This is just people are idiots, basically. Like, people are literally so stupid. I'm not going to bring it up on the screen because it's got like weird adverts for enlarged prostates.
Yeah.
It's quite graphic in the imagery. Right.
Prostate.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Right, so guys, what are our hot takes? What have we got that we need to react to here? Cap.
I have not seen the Joker yet, but I have heard something, and I'm going to be very spoiler-free as I can. There's a connection they made to the Heath Ledger's Joker in this Joker movie, and is the most bullshittiest thing you can ever do, because they do not match at all. The world does not match at all. The story motivations, I would say, does not match at all. Guys, that's great. Keep it as that great movie as it is, okay? It was a force of nature spurred by Batman to wreak chaos on Gotham. I love that.
Okay.
Keep it as that.
Okay, so has anyone else... I have seen Joker, Folie, Adieu. Has anyone else seen it?
I was meant to, but I got distracted by anime.
Oh my god.
Aha!
Dev,
Me too,
Dev,
me too, Dev. Me too.
Hang on, Dev, do you mean, like, I've actually seen something before you this time?
Yeah, to be fair, I
It
never
finally
liked
happened.
these movies.
Right, wow. Okay, so I have
Bonus
seen it.
point for David.
I have seen it, and Cap, I won't give the spoilers, but what you're referring to is certainly very interesting.
I do not like it. I do not
I'll
like
tell
it.
you what, it's not the end of the world, and once everyone's seen it and we can discuss, because it's literally come out today, so I'll save the spoilers for it yet. But there's some stuff that connects this to the larger Batman world, and some of it may just be nods to other versions. I didn't mind what you're referring to. I didn't mind it. However, this is my hot take. This film did not need to be a musical. You could cut out every song and it wouldn't make any difference. Now, I don't know all of the songs, but I knew some of them, and that's because, in my opinion, unless someone can prove me wrong on this, none of the songs were written for this movie. They just found some songs that kind of fit the emotion or the state of mind of Joker and Harley Quinn, and then it's like, hey, we've got Lady Gaga, she can sing. And it's like, hey, Joaquin Phoenix, weren't you in that Johnny Cash movie or whatever once? Let's make this a musical. And then they sing, and it doesn't it doesn't continue the story other than, like I said, showing their state of mind. You could cut out every single song and the story would completely be the same. Dave.
I'd like to ask in that regard, is it like a scenario where you're sort of drawn into the world of Joker, but then when a musical number hits, you're dragged out of it because there's a musical number happening?
Do you know? No, I wouldn't necessarily say that. I'd say, if anything, the songs are meant to draw you more into like the world of Joker and his state of mind. And this is like the tiniest spoiler, but they do it in so many things. He starts singing at one point, and because it's as you'll have seen on the trailers, he's like arrested and he's going to be on trial, and he's surrounded by inmates at the asylum. And at the end of the song, it just cuts back to him, and he's stood there with a cigarette, exactly as he was before the song began. So instantly, you know, oh, okay, that was just in his mind. And it's like, so it gives you a state of where his mind is, and it kind of explores, because like the first one had him dancing and stuff, and they've expanded upon that, but it didn't add anything particularly to the movie that I thought like necessitated this fact that suddenly it was a musical. Cap.
The first film, because you know we've probably all seen that one, bring it back. Is that like the first film? If you take out the joke elements, it was a copy of an old Scorsese film. Probably it's a comedian, I think. It was just that film.
King of New York, right?
Something like that.
David,
I don't know.
David, I need to interrupt. There's something really weird. Like I can hear buzzing.
Yeah, I can hear a little bit of interference as well.
What about now? It might be me.
Better. Yeah. Oh, Dave.
It's always Dave. I'm living up to my lag monicum.
Yeah.
So if you take out the Joker bits, it's just a Scorsese film about a very sad comedian who took us over a talk show and then shoots people.
I think that's reducing it a little bit much, though.
I get the reason why I like that is because of the Joker elements, because they did a lot of groundwork into his character in a sense where they say like, oh, the Waynes had a thing with it, his mom kind of did something with it, there was this connection to the Wayne family. They were building a lot of like connecting the Joker to the world, which was the only thing that was intriguing about it. And also, I haven't seen the old Scorsese film, so this was a nice retouch of it. But in the sequel, I am expecting the connections that you made about the Joker character to be revealed about stuff. I don't really want to see the Joker in court unless like it's the Batman animated show where the Joker is the court and he's dressed as the judge. Something like that, yeah, I can see that.
I won't give big spoilers. It does have scenes set in court, which again are on the trailer. But it could have done more with it, but it has fun with it as well. It doesn't complete. It's not a home run, but it doesn't completely disappoint in that regard of putting Joker in that scenario. For me, the first one, like explaining an origin of the Joker, and look, what was Jack Napier or something like that was in the Michael Keaton film. This one's Arthur Fleck, and then with like Heath Ledger one, they didn't give a separate moniker to who he is, but he gave the different stories of how he got his scars and things. So every single Joker has had like different origin stories. Was Joker originally like? Oh, what's that? This other Batman villain that they was linked to, like Red Hood or something like this.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. So originally, he was a comedian. He got in with the Red Hood gang. He then did a job wearing the Red Hood, the iconic Red Hood, and that the heist went wrong. He fell into a vat of acid, and Batman tried to save him. So that's how he became the Joker, or one of the origin stories of how he became the Joker. There's so many different ways that they tell it, but there's no definitive.
What I can say again, without giving any specific spoilers, but this might, I apologise if this unintentionally gets your mind into the realm of the spoiler zone. What they've obviously established over the decades is every time they do Joker, they come up with it's a different iteration. Whereas every time you see Batman, there's going to be he's a little boy, his parents are outside a theatre. Pearls get spilled everywhere, and so do their brains, right? So when it comes to Joker, they're very different versions every time. And one of the things that I know has been discussed about this is like, well, in the first film, they try to connect the idea that Joker thinks he is Thomas Wayne's son, and therefore it would be Batman's brother, which is a really interesting idea, which would have been like, oh my God, that's going to be so cringe. Except he definitely, well, it would seem he definitely wasn't the brother. And then that would even give him more reason to be angry at Thomas Wayne because he didn't have a father, angry because he wouldn't know that Batman necessarily is Bruce Wayne. But it would just give reason to connect some of these ideas.
It kind of goes well into the monologue that he has in the film, where he's in constant state of abuse, where he's looking for answers, but he's only digging up past scars in his life. That kind of goes all well when he gets to the Robert De Niro end, where he just, snaps.
But one of the things that they play with in the first film is that, people see him as like this revolutionary and this counterculture and this martyr. And then you start seeing other people wearing like Joker masks. And obviously he'd got a different clown mask on earlier. And you see other people wearing other clown masks, which were quite similar to the other clown masks that were used during the bank heist at the beginning of The Dark Knight. And it's just the idea, when you see that Bruce Wayne is a little boy and Arthur Fleck is like 48 or whatever Joaquin Phoenix was at the time, and it's like, well, that age gap doesn't really make sense. But what they did establish is that someone in a clown mask was then the person that went and shot Batman's parents. And it's like, so this may be Joker, but maybe someone else takes on the mantle of Joker to be the one that feuds with Batman. And without giving any specific spoilers, but tying into what you said about earlier, Cap, in terms of the spoiler you're aware of, there are characters that may be inspired. And hang on, Sir Cap. So to tie in specifically, mostly for you, without giving spoilers to the others, it doesn't mean that links to The Dark Knight. It might just mean this is what could eventually lead to it.
Yeah, but when they present it is like exact. Again, the Joker every Joker has a specific design, and they were going for the Batman from the Nolan trilogy. The reason I have a problem with that is, the setup for the Joker, they did it even in Batman Begins, right? In Batman Begins, where Gordon says to Batman is that when we have guns, they have bulletproof armor. When we have bigger guns, they bring in more bazookas. And now you're running around in a bat costume, fighting criminals. I'm saying that these have things for evening out. And then how Batman was this creature of the night, the order of Gotham, and then comes Joker, a natural counterpoint to Batman. That's why the iconic monologue goes, "This is the man who wants to see the world burn. You can't reason with him. He doesn't have a social anxiety or that kind of thing inspired." No, I mean that Joker's main goal was Batman. That's why he says, "You complete me." Not the society. I'm not being this Joker for the other guy. I'm being
Kat,
this.
I promise you, right? If you see this film, all of that could still be in play. But also, it isn't saying that there's a direct connection. But what I will say, going back on this point, if you remember Batman v Superman, when you see the Batcave, there is a Robin suit. And the Robin suit has got ha 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 on it, and so Joker killed him, is the implication. The Snyder Cut, I think, actually has Jared Leto's Joker confirmed that he killed him, but the theory for a long time was
he was Jason Todd.
That Joker used to be Jason Todd. And I thought when they replaced Jared Leto and they suddenly said, "Oh no, they're doing a Joker film, but it's going to be Joaquin Phoenix and it's set in the 80s," I'm like, "Oh my God, this is going to be the Joker that killed Jason Todd, turning him into Jared Leto." And
That's a terrible fate.
Sorry.
That's a terrible fate. Who wouldn't turn into Jared Leto?
Well, yeah. But here's the thing. The Snyder Cut may have confirmed that Jared Leto says that he killed Robin. I can't remember specifically, but I would say there is a version of events where if you fill in the gaps in your mind's eye, some of this can all still link. And so it could mean that there is a series of people who say, oh, I'm inspired like the Joker and stuff like this. And then it becomes a bit more like Jigsaw or something like this, where there was all these disciples and followers and copycats and stuff like that. Which I think is okay. We'll
it's
move on.
Okay, but I would not want it to connect to the note because, like, so far on screen, right? Again, this is my personal opinion. So far on screen, he's the best Joker that I've seen, and I like the mystique of him being like a force of chaos. He does not have an origin story. He wasn't a crook in a street, although he's very.
It doesn't break that. I promise you. Just watch the film, Cap. It doesn't break it.
I like the mythos that he just like sprung up when Batman started taking control, started playing not by the rules, and just like a force of nature he just came by. That's why I like this. I wanted people to leave it alone.
Okay, so in The Dark Knight, Joker gave various explanations for how he got his scars.
It's all lies. It's all lies.
We don't know if it's lies, right? We don't know
it's all. No, that's the thing.
We heard two explanations, and we started to hear a third when Batman then, like, got him or something, right?
He just makes up stuff. That's the beauty of it.
But the thing is, this doesn't break it. It doesn't damage it. It potentially only gives you another point of discussion about it. It doesn't damage it. I promise you. Watch it, and you'll see that this is actually one of the more interesting moments of the film.
I'll shut up after this one, but like, there's also a scene in The Dark Knight where they like book him in, Joker, and they like try to examine what his past is, and they go, no prints, no facial recognition. This man has an identity. He did not exist in this world. That's what they saw, and Joker was like in the cell going, that's creepy, that's cool, I want that. I just want that.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'll say to close out the Joker, because we can talk about it more when other people say it. I'll come to you in 1 second there. The biggest thing I will say about this film, is it was kind of a bit dull. Too much. Whereas the first film, whatever her name is, that was his love interest that was also in Deadpool 2, right? Do you remember who that was?
Yeah.
In Deadpool 2.
Domino,
right? Yeah. So she was Joker's love interest in the first film, and then you get the reveal that was all in his imagination.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, when he sat there with the psychiatrist or whatever, he's like, oh, I was just thinking of a joke. You had to be there. It played into the idea of, well, how much of what we saw was just his fantasy and his imagination. Unless they go with the idea that this is a continuation and that most of the first film was a fantasy, this film would confirm that a lot of what you saw in the first film did in fact happen. However, all of the stuff with the songs basically says this has to have just been fantasy. So you pretty much knew what scenes were like, well, this isn't really happening over and over again. Dave, what's wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm shutting down a little bit.
Okay. Right, well, anyway. Good.
Dave.exe is not working.
Yeah.
So, while you were discussing this, and I kind of, like, zoned out, but I did end up watching that scene.
Right, okay, so
I did end up watching that scene that you guys were talking about, and they basically copied Gotham. Because
oh my god, yes! I was just thinking that, Dev.
I'm not the original Joker. I'm the idea. I'm not the Joker, because you're saying to Bruce, I'm not the one that's going to be your villain. I'm going to inspire him.
So that was just bullshit in Joker, because they wouldn't let them use Joker. In Gotham, they were just like, no, you can't use Joker. We've got two other Jokers at the moment. So they just made this shitty Joker.
And then
There's
like
also
Pseudo
a wild
Joker.
theory-
if it,
there's
if
also
you're
a
like
wild theory that DC cannot produce a live-action Batman series. Like they can't literally show Batman. They can have it in the background or something like that. There is a theory about that. But the
Well, no,
rights
okay,
is
that
was
was-
true for a long time.
was
Smallville
true.
only came about because
Yeah.
they cancelled the plan to do a Batman TV show.
yeah,
And then they were going to have Batman. They spoke about having Batman come up in Smallville. Then obviously they did Birds of Prey as a series, and they were like, "No, you can't have a cameo from Batman." But eventually in Gotham, which again didn't use Batman until like the final episode, then by that point they'd sort of said, "Okay, we can have other Superman and other Batman and stuff like
because
that."
they said during when the Batman cartoon was airing, and when the Batman movies were happening, they couldn't use Batman and anything else for oversaturation.
So Batman is
So-
internally stuck on being cartoons and movies.
Or being
Yeah.
unceremoniously killed in Suicide Squad.
Who Batman?
Wait, what?
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
game
I
Suicide Squad. So in the game Suicide Squad,
Oh,
which is
yeah,
based in
yeah,
the,
yeah.
which is based in the Arkham universe. This is after Batman has died in Arkham Knight. He is unceremoniously killed off by Harley Quinn with a gunshot to the head, and that's it. There's no build up. There's no fight. There's no Batman's been watching you fight the whole time, so he's now learned how to take you down. No, he's just in a chair, shot in the head, done.
And it's also the weirdest thing, like the Harley Quinn does a monologue, and I'm like thinking, you're not even that much connected to him. Like you only did this because
no.
of the Joker.
You say that, but in the '90s cartoon, Harley was really, really connected to Bruce.
In a
She
good
was.
way, right?
Yeah,
In a good way, right? Not
In a
a
good
bad way, but in a good way.
because like whenever Joker would abuse her, Batman would take her aside.
Yeah,
Well,
but again, it's a good way. Good
I-
way.
Yeah.
I want to finish this up by saying one thing. Kat mentioned something like Heath Ledger's Joker being scary. I can think of one thing in the DC universe that's scarier than Joker, scarier than Darkseid, scarier than Doomsday. The scariest thing in DC is when Batman laughs.
Oh yeah.
No,
Why?
there's one worse thing.
When he laughs, it's weird. It's just like, what the fuck? He's laughing. I don't like it. Stop it.
Yeah,
Like when Harley Quinn traps Batman to get the Joker back, he's hanging over a shark tank and he's just there laughing at her because she's a joke. And it's scary
There you go.
when you hear Batman laugh.
Yeah.
I'd like to change that with one name: Ezra Miller, the actual cult leader.
Well, yeah, exactly. Right. Okay, so
Well-
guys, go on.
I actually checked a little bit of the Penguin, like Dev said, and Dev, your wisdom is always correct. I say unto thee. That was actually getting into me. The first episode, I really
Yeah.
liked it.
Yeah.
Is it a TV show then, Penguin?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it's an Amazon thingy.
Ah, come
It's
on.
a streaming show.
I'll tell you something though. It goes to show how ridiculous DC are. That one week they launch a Penguin TV show that's a spin-off from The Batman from 2 or 3 years ago, and then like 2 weeks later, they put out Joker, which is another Batman villain that's got nothing to do with the same continuity. It's absolutely ridiculous that like DC, honestly, when James Gunn takes over, they need to sort this out. They need to do the Batman 2, and hopefully that will do well. And maybe they'll do Penguin Season 2 or something like this. But they kind of need to wrap that up if it's not going to go into what is their 10 or 15-year plan. And they just need to have focus. They can't have all of these different things at once. Cap.
From the first episode scene and also the things that I've been hearing, like I said, when they said they announced Penguin, I said he's a boring Batman villain. I don't really care. But this series actually is putting him through a lot of work. Before he was just this guy, I'm from a rich aristocrat family. I want to be even rich. But now he has some really good stuff. I'm actually digging the character. And this is the thing, like, when DC does good stuff, they do good stuff. The problem is that just they don't continue following the good stuff. They fumble the ball every time.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they won't fumble with the Batman 2, and if Joker's not Joker, if Penguin's good, then that's still in play. Joker 2 isn't very good. The first one was pretty good. I felt there were ways in which it could have been better, but this second one, it feels like it's more scenes that follow on from the first film, but it doesn't really feel like it's got a huge amount in its own right. Dev?
The main thing about the Penguin is DC are finally doing two things set in the same universe instead of having 5 different universes.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. Like the amount of different universes that they've got going on, and look, one of the problems is that they opened up the idea of the multiverse with Flash, which in theory says that all of these things are connected. And it's interesting, actually, because now we're a year removed from The Flash.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, yeah. But if you think back, one thing that didn't come up in The Flash, and I'm sure there are other things, but they didn't have any aspect of the Dark Knight series being connected in any way. And so I don't know how they did that, if it's just that they didn't have any actors available to do it with. Because they certainly didn't need permission, because with Superman and Batman, like, Tim Burton was like, I can't believe they ruined my characters like this. But, okay, go on, Cap.
I do have to ask them, can we do a short react content of stuff that is on YouTube? This is not DC, but kind of DC as well. It's like Deadpool in that how it should end the universe, where they like kind of point out quirky stuff. It's all YouTube content, so you don't have to worry about copyright stuff. If you want to
worry about copyright, I can't use other people's stuff.
No, we can react to it shortly, because they do bring up a funny problem about DC and Marvel, that kind of stuff. Because like it's Deadpool like talking to these characters are copyrighted characters. They're doing it on YouTube, so you don't have problems.
I'll tell you what, Cap. I'll make you a deal, because we're going to do a reaction video ourselves, aren't we?
Yeah.
We'll do another one with that, because I've never seen what you've just spoken about. We'll do that, because I don't have anything worries about getting copyright struck.
Well, I tell you what, like, guys, there's a serious note. When you get copyright struck, I promise you'll be worried about it afterwards.
Well, it's funny that, because I did a vlog video, like, I think it was like 5 years ago now. I tried doing a vlog video of a park here in France. And the music I used during the Wild West show, I couldn't use it. So I thought, I'll make my own music. Because I was doing that at the time. And I finished it. It was great. Uploaded it. Within 1 second of it uploading, someone had copyright struck me. Because they said, you've used our music. I went, no, I've got the file here. I got the video showing me making the music. I went, no, you can't use our music. But, all right, show me the music you used. It was unrelated. It was completely unrelated music. All right, I took it off, redid the music, and put it back on again. No, you're using our music again. No, I'm not. It's a different track.
Yeah. No, the amount over the last 4 or 5 years, I've had a bunch of issues with different things which come up on YouTube, where it's like, this is demonetized, this is limited, blah 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 blah. Facebook is terrible, because Facebook you can't even get in touch with anyone properly to try to resolve it. But what I'd say is, like, having just like a claim or something saying, you can't, this is limited, that's annoying. But when you actually get a copyright strike on you, you can't ever undo the first one. It's there forever.
The weird thing with this, like, for me, right, sometimes I do get copyright claim, not copyright strikes. And one time it won me about strike is the one where I did an anime voiceover. And again, I'm not using any of the stuff. I'm doing a voiceover. And again, Japanese copyright strike are way harsher than everything else. And they were like, nope, you can't even show a picture. Take it out. And that was like.
Do you know what that is?
Why?
Fun fact. Do you know what that is? Fair
Why?
use law is not a thing in Japan.
No.
Sorry, what?
Japan doesn't have fair use.
Ah. So again, that was my scariest thing. The other sometimes, the TMNT show 2012, whenever I show clips from it, even my Swan Beach Storm with Nick, that goes, okay, this is limited. We this one shows just 10 places, that's why it's going to be limited. But normally, right? But normally on YouTube stuff, right? Like if I put stuff that's done by other YouTubers, normally I don't really fully show the content. I either do commentary or like stuff on it. That usually goes okay. I never get copyright strike.
But what I can say is it probably would be fine. But if you've used someone's stuff, they now have something over you. I'll give this example. I produced a music video for someone like 7 or 8 years ago, and I'd got it on my channel sort of as a showreel piece. It's like, you know, because I directed it, I edited it, I produced it, and I was like, okay, so if other people want me to produce things like this, it shows off my skill set. They then didn't want, because they'd got like 4 or 5 years older. They didn't think that this song represented their quality anymore. They wanted it taken down, and I was like, well, I'm still using it. They then claimed it, and I was like, so I had to go. So I contacted them and I said, look, I'm going to challenge this, and I promise you, you know, I will take it down, but you've put a copyright strike on my channel. So I'm going to challenge it, and it means that if you don't believe me that I'm going to take it down, you're going to have to take me to court, which is literally how serious it gets. With YouTube, it's that it comes up immediately. If you challenge this, the next step is that they'll have 60 days or whatever to take you to court, and it's just like it's not worth it. Just because I've had so many issues on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube, and probably other things as well.
I was gonna say StreamYard, but like
That's different. Anyway, guys, so this was Tech Battle, and we experienced Tech Battle every single day, I'm sure. But coming back to some geeky stuff, are there other things you guys have seen that you want to like react to?
I watched Agatha all along. The new episodes.
I haven't seen the newest episode, but I don't mind spoilers because the first 2 were boring as anything.
I don't plan on watching it. Go ahead.
They're doing like a whole. They're doing what Wanda did with a different genre for every episode.
Oh, good.
So the first one was a cop episode. I don't even remember.
Is it good?
It's good. I enjoy it, but like not everyone would like it.
Because like I enjoyed WandaVision going through those sitcoms. I did enjoy that. The way I stopped enjoying WandaVision when they got serious, but serious and dumb. So I stopped enjoying it. When it was silly, I kind of did enjoy it.
So what other things have they done beyond the cop show?
Like the second episode. Sorry, I can't remember what the second episode was. I think it was just regular. But the third one was Desperate Housewives.
Nah.
And the fourth one is like 70s disco type thing.
70s disco type. They're going for all of the hot genres of television show that Marvel fans will definitely know, right?
Of course.
I have not watched a single episode of Desperate Housewives in my life, and I intend to keep it.
To be fair,
wait, who watches Desperate Housewives?
I did.
I think the answer to that is Desperate Housewives.
I did.
The only one I remember from WandaVision was the Malcolm in the Middle episode.
Was the what?
Malcolm in the Middle.
Malcolm in the Middle. Oh my god, the first one was like the was it like Bewitched? Or was it like the Dick Van Dyke Show, stuff like this? It was fantastic, right?
Yeah,
and then obviously I thought WandaVision was really smart, and also there was a mystery around why is this happening. Taking that same format and saying, well, Wanda put this similar spell onto onto Agatha, it just feels like, but we know like why this is happening. It's just happening for
The
the sake of
mystery is
it.
not there.
Yeah, the mystery of why it's happening isn't there anymore.
Also,
No.
I also have to say, that one, right? I liked the guy who's played Vision, and I liked I forgot the actress, but like Scarlet Witch. I liked them both really well. So they were likable people doing sitcom stuff, so I enjoyed it. With Agatha all along, I don't really.
I mean, from like episode 2 and 4, people will like because, again, for the reason you like them, because Aubrey Plaza is in it.
I can honestly say I think Agatha would have been a better villain to have with Doctor Strange as opposed to Scarlet Witch. Because magic.
Yes.
No, okay, I'll tell you my thought on that, right? And I'm gonna put it in wrestling terms, going a little bit slam jam here.
Oh,
So
here we
if
go.
you put The Rock, you don't get some like nobody and put on against The Rock. You want someone that's equal to The Rock. You get The Undertaker, and so you had Doctor Strange, and it's like so suddenly they're turning Wanda into a villain. She was an established character. If they'd just brought Agatha in as the villain for Doctor Strange, who even cares?
Yeah, but people didn't care about Dormammu. People didn't care about Dormammu, but we did in the first film. You can't
No,
bring
we
in
did.
Yeah, but Cap, in that regard, Dormammu is an established Doctor Strange villain. Take WandaVision out of the equation, but have Agatha as the villain in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, by using that logic, Agatha is also established as a big villain like Dormammu in the comics.
Yeah. And she's elderly.
Yeah, but no, it wouldn't have been better to have Agatha, because Agatha getting defeated by Doctor Strange, like, oh, they're both magic based, but you'd got Wanda, who they'd pretty much established is more powerful than anyone, and also there's the aspect that she's Doctor Strange's friend. So there was this other aspect to it of why, there's a dilemma.
And it was a terrible movie, and they think so too.
It was a terrible movie for other reasons.
Yeah, like
Sam
Raimi trying to make a horror movie again by disguising it as a superhero movie. Like,
I mean, like with Doctor Strange, but like with Death, I would say like with Doctor Strange, right? You can go a little, Cthulhian, Lovecraftian.
Yeah, but there's Cthulhu Warcraftian, and then there's jump scares coming out of mirrors, and there's zombies with rotten flesh.
And the middle eye.
Yeah.
Oh,
you mean the CGI?
Yeah.
The main concern, like the main thing I always hate about Sam Raimi is he gets told to make a superhero movie, he would try to sneak in like a Trojan horse.
No, I want to do horror.
Movie.
Why would they not do a Sam Raimi Marvel horror movie with a series that they've already tried to do? Marvel Zombies.
Now hang on, look, guys, have you forgotten that Sam Raimi directed the Spider-Man trilogy?
I'm fully aware of this, but if he does horror well, he can do this.
No, but he does superhero movies even better.
No, he doesn't, because okay, David.
If it wasn't for Spider-Man, we wouldn't be watching all of this Marvel crap.
Spider-Man 2
is
was
amazing.
Also a disguised horror movie.
Hey, you watch your language with Spider-Man 2.
No. It was a good movie, but it was a horror movie disguised as a superhero movie.
Guys, if you look back at the Spider-Man movie,
watch it again.
Yeah, there are certain scenes that are straight out of a horror film. It's still burning.
Yes, when the fire engines went by powerless Peter and he ate that hot dog, I was horrified. It was mortifying.
No.
When he fell over on the street. Oh my god!
Guys,
If you were going to say the dance in Spider-Man 3 was horror, I'd accept that.
Let me think. When the arms first get fused to Dr. Octopus, the entire scene is ripped off from horror movies. with the
But he's
whispering
a
and the.
villain. He's meant to be a monster.
No, David, like, you know that scene where they
It's
try to
framed like
chop
a
his
horror
arm
movie.
off in the hospital, and there's literally has, like, the arms killing the doctors. And as a kid brain watching it, there's the doctor being dragged by those arms while she's, like, nailing the floor. And I'm like, oh.
She's fine. She's fine. When you're dragged into the darkness, you're fine. When you're actually stabbed, you're dead.
Yeah, tell them to Sirius Black.
But hang
That's
on,
different.
any
He actually died.
monsters or villains is going to has to have the aspect of scary. The whole thing with Doctor Who is little kids are meant to be behind the sofa, scared of it. So like, it's not a horror film.
I will not be scared of a fucking a salt shaker. I
We
refuse to
should
be
be
scared
scared of a salt shaker. Like
You and I are
honestly,
going to be having some serious words, Dev.
Yeah.
Ryan!
Ryan
Hey.
is here.
Ryan!
Hey,
Save us, Ryan!
from what? From
From
who?
ourselves.
Oh, my dog just opened my door.
That's horror. That's horror.
This is a horror movie! Sam Raimi's directing it! It's horrifying!
Like, we are officially, though, we mentioned this the other day, we are officially into the month of October. And I just want to commemorate the greatest horror film of all time, Spider-Man 2.
That poor hot dog didn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
But also, I think, again, that's why those films, like, even with Disney, right? They used to do bad guys really, in a sense, a bit edgy or kind of scary. That was the thing. You were supposed to be scared of the bad guys. Even with the Green Goblin, right? When he first transformed, he flat out kills the guy who's like helping him, and then William, I don't know who the actor is again.
Yeah.
Actually, Cap, you just raised the point, right? So when you watch The Lion King, it's based on Shakespeare. And when you watch Spider-Man 2, it's based on Hamlet. Because it's got bloody Green Goblin's son seeing his dad speaking to him. The ghost of his father.
Oh, there's another horrifying scene in Spider-Man 2. I just thought of it. When he eats the chocolate cake.
Oh, is that the one where
Like,
they're like, Harry, how's the pie? And he goes, it's so good.
Oh yeah, that's James Franco. He is scary.
Yeah. He's a monster on the set,
terrifying.
from what I hear.
Yeah. So, Ryan. So,
Yes.
good to see you. Now, we've been discussing all kinds of things. What would you like to discuss on the show today?
Oh, it could be anything. How about the Monsters Eric Menendez story?
What's
Did you
that?
watch?
No,
It's
not
on
at all.
Netflix. It's a sequel to the Dahmer series.
Wait, oh my god, okay, I am aware of it. That's a sequel. How can it be a sequel to Dharma?
It's like, oh yeah, Dahmer comes back and he's still hungry.
Is it just like, it's like the same guys that made it, you mean?
Yeah, it's the same creator, Ryan Murphy. He's made a lot of different, like, it's always like anything he does has like a super LGBT inclusive vibe to it. Like he has a horror anthology series called American Horror Story, and like all the like murderers happen to be like also like they moonlight as drag queens, or you know they
Wait,
have like
in American Horror Story?
yeah, it's very.
I only watched the first season of that.
I mean, like I don't know. From the vibe I get is like he also made Ratchet, which is based on. It's like a series about Nurse Ratchet from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but it's very.
Wait,
you
hang
know.
on. So, Monster Season 2. So, what's the Dharma series called Monster?
Well, yeah, it's like he's doing this thing where he's like fictionalizing real life events, and the subjects are always like killers and real live monsters, quote unquote. And
Okay, that's super interesting. So it's the same person that did American Horror Story.
it is, but it's like it's such a different thing. Like I don't watch, and he also did Glee, so it's like I think he has a show.
That was horrifying.
That was the worst. That was the scariest one of them.
I tell you
all.
what, if you
It's
hear
like
the true
Sam
story
Raimi's
behind a lot
Spider-Man
of the-
films. They were horror.
Oh, honestly, if you see the true story behind a lot of the Glee cast, then that is a horror.
Although, saying that, right, two of the Glee cast were The Flash and Supergirl.
Yeah,
I didn't know that Supergirl was in Glee.
yeah, she was in season 4. Season 4, season 5, and the guy playing the Flash, he was in season 2 and he was in season 3. Yes, I know, because I've watched Glee.
Glee and Desperate Housewives. You've got it all. Right.
I do have to ask, like, the Glee Club is the one Western thing I have not understand yet. So can you enlighten?
It's a choir.
It's
like
a show
theater
choir.
club. It's like theater club, right? It's like musical theater.
It's
Yeah.
kind of
But
it's kind of like
isn't
a
that
singing
musical theater?
club, basically.
Yeah, they sing.
But isn't that musical theater? That's
They
part of
sing,
theater, right?
they dance, they throw themselves into a bucket.
Look, some rich.
Oh, I think it's
You see what I did there? You see what I did there?
You're a one-man Glee club. Is what
Hang
you're
on,
saying.
hey, one second. I just got to interrupt. I've only just seen that you put the comment in our private chat. That is a good. This is a crossover movie I want to see.
How's your
Dave, I was gonna
burger?
say, you can take the credit for your own joke. That's really good. Your last comment. What film should we get?
They're at the diner with the hamburger. Hamburger is
Hang on,
actually.
we haven't even said what it is yet. We haven't said it out loud. The audience.
I've got to stop laughing. That's what it is. I've got to stop laughing. So I've recommended the latest blockbuster, which is I can't say it. Dumb. Somebody else say it. I can't. I'm laughing.
Okay,
Dave, you said
Dumb
that
and
we should,
Dharma.
the next movie should be Dumb and Dharma 2. I love it. I would love to see that. Just imagine, right? Jeff Daniels is sat there with Jeffrey Dahmer, and he's like, "Hey, where's Lloyd?" Right?
Hey, you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Exactly. And he's like, Lloyd's in the fridge.
Oh, what have I done?
Wait, I just meant like I could just make it funny. Like another Dumb and Dumber, but they couldn't get Jeff Daniels, so they got Jeffrey Dahmer instead because Jeff's a Jeff.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. Jeff Daniels, Jeff Dahmer. It's all very similar.
I'm
I
sorry.
think they're both blonde as well.
Are those your bodies? Both of them?
Oh my god! So I just
What's
imagined Jeffrey Dahmer making a cameo in Dexter and just walking up and saying, "You gonna eat that?"
Yeah. Oh my god, Jay, what? Did you? Who here watched Dexter?
Yeah.
Because of
Dexter's
you,
lab,
David.
Dexter's laboratory,
You
not.
Get Dexter's Lab, like actually.
Because of you, David, and I regret it.
He did work
Oh
in a
my God.
laboratory, a forensic laboratory.
Jesus, Dexter is such a good show, and they're doing a prequel series to it, which I think is out this year. I'm going to look that up because I did see a tiny trailer for it. Dexter prequel show.
David, you told me the show Dexter, and I started watching it. There was great mystery. I was enjoying it, but in the end, they were like the Friends episode going, "Oh no, it's Hans Ramore, Dex Evil's twin." Ha! That was the whole mystery.
Look, all right. So don't give a massive spoiler away there, Cap. But
Thanks, Cap.
Right, but listen.
You would feel stupid as I did, Dave,
I
when
tell
you watch
you
it.
what.
You're like, that's the Friends joke.
When I first watched Dexter, I found it really bleak. I didn't like that it got his inner monologue. It took me 3 attempts to get through the first episode because I found it a bit unpleasant. But the concept of it being a serial killer version of Robin Hood, who like instead of stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, he's a serial killer who kills other serial killers, right? Is fantastic. And it gets better season after season. And this is no major spoiler, because when they have a season where the villain, this is no spoiler that he's in it, where it's John Lithgow as the villain, is absolutely peak television history. It is fantastic. And like Game of Thrones, this is it's no major spoiler. Everyone hated the end of Dexter. Okay? And I will tell you why, because this is a spoiler. Because it's based on a book series. At the end of the book series, You know, like so many of these things, the character dies, and
No.
they were like, we might want to make more, and it took them about 10 years to make more, and it was really good when they brought it back, and now they're doing a prequel. So there's about 10 seasons worth of Dexter, and it'll probably go on if this prequel's good.
I
But
mean,
check it out.
David, like, I agree with you on a sense. Like, for me, it didn't take that much to get into it because, like, you hyped up the show so well. And I was okay with, like, watching the whole thing because, like, the mystery is the problem is that I had it. The ending of season 1 is my problem. It's like,
Just get on to
already.
season 2. It gets better each year. The first
reset
season
it.
is the only one which is truly based on the books. After that, it becomes its own thing.
When was the book written?
Oh my god, probably, I would imagine in the 90s, I don't know.
The same
Dexter.
era Mary Shelley was alive.
Did it happen way
Oh, hang on,
before?
Ryan. It was written in Candlewick times.
Yeah, Candlewick. The Candlewick.
No,
Okay,
it was written in the
couple of
90s, but like
weeks ago,
1890s.
a couple of weeks ago on Extreme Improv, Ryan was doing a scene and he meant to reference steampunk and he couldn't think of it. And he said, "Oh, in Candlewick times." And I was like, "That's so brilliant." Ryan, I've been saying that to everyone, trying to
That's
make
great.
it stick.
Candlewick
I mean,
times.
You know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, Darkly Dreaming Dexter was the first book in 2004.
Okay, in 2004, the evil twin trope has died. It has been before the like soap operas. So you gotta have a better twist. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, okay, but then just watch the rest of it, because the next 6 seasons of it are top quality.
Will you?
Look, I'm
You're
scared
asking
that
Cap
this
to
will be
sit
like-
still for 6 series?
Well, he only watched the memes, didn't he? Like, he looked up 3 GIFs, and that was it.
But again, David, if it turns out to be his cousin, Ray Premore, then I'll go, fuck this shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
each,
no,
each,
it's
each
ridiculous.
series, Cap, is a different sibling.
Yeah.
Season five revolves around the Thundercats, so
Yeah.
that's good.
I'll watch it.
But you have to.
But
there's not a
I'd also heard it's his
pre-
cousin's brother's mother-in-law, twice removed uncle's nephew's brother, sister, mother,
Something like that.
Actually.
in-law.
Do you think
Okay.
that the show like peaked after a while? Like it got to a point where like there's a really good season with John Lithgow, and then what's the girl from Save the Last Dance or whatever? You know that
Oh gosh, I can't remember.
Julia something.
Ryan
Julie.
references things that we do not
Julia
know.
Stiles.
Julia Stiles.
Yeah.
She shows up, and I feel like it just the vibe of the show just killed. It just killed the vibe for me. I don't know. It just became weird. Her name is like Lumen or something. It's just like she shows up, and it's just like all of a sudden she's a main character, and it just doesn't feel earned.
Okay.
Feeling, but
Oh, I'll tell you something. Like, have any of you seen the Netflix show called You?
I've tried
No.
to watch it.
No.
I tell you what, if none of you've really seen Dexter, or like, you know, not many of you, Dexter's really good. But when there wasn't Dexter, but now there is Dexter again. But when there wasn't Dexter, the show You kind of feels that similar vibe, and it's about where the main character is like. I'll tell you the brief concept of You, if I can remember it well enough. But basically, the main character is a stalker, and there is someone that he fixates on, and that is the You of the title. And the whole show is just about how he manipulates this woman to get involved in her life to try to make her his. It's a really good show. It's like Dexter. It's from the perspective of a maniac, and if you're into that kind of thing, it's worth seeing.
What if you
I
had
heard-
a stalker whose purpose in life is to make your life better?
I tell you what, Cap. I've had this idea that imagine if you wanted to be a friendly serial killer, right? Where you go up to people. Okay, Dave, I'm looking at you, or Dev, you might know this. So do you remember the 2 Ronnies, right? Okay. Remember that there was like the Jack the Ripper style character where he just blows raspberries, like.
Yeah.
So imagine the friendly serial killer who gets you into this position, and you're like terrified for your life. And it's just like, I just want to shake your hand. It's like, but I could have killed you, and then they run away. That's...
Or it could be a friendly serial killer who traps you and straps you down like Dexter does and does free dental work for you.
Oh my god! Imagine that. Someone that kidnaps you, and they're a doctor, and they actually heal you. They fix you up.
Well, the thing is, if it was in the UK,
David, direct that film right now. You have all the rights.
if it was in the UK, it couldn't be a dentist because the dentist is back where you came from.
The dentist is back where you came from.
No one really goes to the dentist in the UK.
Oh, that's
let's be honest. Let's be frank.
No, it's not that we don't go to the... It's not that we don't go to the... It's that you have to wait 3 years for an appointment. It's insane.
But it's free when you get there, right?
No, it's not.
No.
In the UK, dentists, we have to pay for dentists.
Well,
they're the only guys that we have to pay for.
Yeah, like Ryan, you know, in the States, people have to pay for like everything. We have to pay to go to the dentist. We have to pay to go to the opticians.
Well, so you have to pay for a couple things, but not. But I mean, again, healthcare is the like to have that.
Yeah, look, if my heart explodes, like I said this a few weeks ago, when I cross the road,
if your heart explodes, you go to the doctor. How does that work?
No, like if I cross the road, I do it with my eyes shut and just hope the car hits me because I know I can get hit.
No.
If I get a toothache, if I get a toothache, then my goodness, it's the end of the world. Gone down.
I think they did that mainly because you guys eat chocolate too much. They're like, that's it. We're not paying for it. You guys pay for yourself.
Hang on, what do you mean we
What are you trying to say, Cat?
Also, in America they also cross over the eye shot. Do you know why? It's called insurance. You get an insurance payout.
Oh, what? So you cross the... guys, I'm going to share a story. Do you know what? I don't even... it's going to be... This is a safe zone. This is fine. I was in a car accident about a year ago. Almost to the day. There was problems with my car. It took me a long time to get my car back. Someone else's fault. Entirely their fault. And I got sent to a doctor to be evaluated. But this was from the insurance company. And I swear to God, when I was examined by the doctor, they had their eyes shut. Absolute true story. I couldn't believe it. And so when they wrote their report, who am I as the layperson to say, well, I think they got it wrong, right? But they had their eyes shut. These insurance things are they're such crooks. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, this is an insurance battle, guys. Well, I've been through enough of that.
We started out with Joker, that's why you're deciding society's healthcare problems.
We could play a game if we don't have stuff to react to.
I do want to say about Mass Effect. I've been playing Mass Effect recently. Finished the first game, and like the second game because there's a lot of options. But and Dave knows what he's mean.
I know what you're talking about.
But the thing with Mass Effect is like this was again. I know it's a game from the past, but like, why can't you include more hair options in the game customization? It's always this or this, and then bald. That's all the hair options you
Standard
get.
issue hair, mate. That's standard issue.
Yeah, but like David probably knows this. In like 2004, they invented the greatest hairstyles when they did Resident Evil 4 with Leon. Why can't they include that in Mass Effect?
Because Leon Kennedy has terrible hair. Because Leon has terrible hair, and let's be honest, they didn't incorporate those kind of hairstyles into those games, especially in the future in space age. Like if you play Andromeda, you have more hair options, but in 1, 2, and 3, same hair option, same character design.
So even in 3 it doesn't get better? Even in 3 it doesn't get better? You can't grow hair?
No.
Guys, we are talking about Mass Effect, the futuristic world. They have a machine that can heal your scar. Can't they do hair transplant machines so I can have Leon's hair at least?
No.
Okay, Cap.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I just want to say, did you know that there is a Resident Evil game where Leon dies? Did you know that's a thing?
Do tell. I'm intrigued by this game. Do tell.
I will not lie. There are actually two.
Oh, yay!
There is one called Operation Raccoon City, which goes over the events of Resident Evil 2, but it's kind of like an alternative history scenario, and Leon dies in it. But also, there is a Game Boy Color game called Resident Evil Gaiden, which is, again, meant to be a side story. And the spoiler warning, the end of the game, Leon is there, but you see he's suddenly got green blood, and you know he's been replaced by a shapeshifter.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
There's also, in the terrible movies, they did include Leon in the one film, and the second film, they killed him off screen.
What, in the Mila Jovovich movies, they killed
Yeah.
Leon off screen? Jeez, I didn't even remember that.
He was included. They like, we're gonna have Leon, we're gonna have Ada. Dead. We don't care.
Doesn't surprise me.
I would very much like to have these games just so I can actively kill Leon. Especially do it so that I'll do it when Cap's watching.
Yeah, but Dave,
Well, to do that, Dave.
But Dave, if you play Resident Evil 4 or Resident Evil 6, when Leon dies, you get a scream, which is not from me, but from the character going, Leon!
Yeah.
Every time.
I'll come to you in one moment, Dev, but Dave, just before, if you want to get to kill Leon, you have to get through Resident Evil 1 first.
Shut up! Shut up!
Finish that game.
I will be finishing
you're
that
into
game.
Resident Evil, aren't you, Ryan?
What?
You're into Resident Evil, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I'm
He's
a
got the hair
snob.
for it.
What?
He's
Oh
got
yeah,
the
I
hair
walk
for it.
with pure envy because of the hairstyles. Where I'm like, oh, only
Yeah.
I wish I had the ability to grow it that way.
Okay.
Ryan, the ridiculousness of the hair goes further because, like in Resident Evil, you get. So I played Resident Evil 6, right? There was this thing I collected. I didn't even know what it was, but then finally I read the item. It's called hairspray. It's like, why is hairspray in this video game like toolkit? I finally used one, and like if you use the hairspray on Leon, his health, even if it's like. At the end, if you use the hairspray, his health fills up completely.
Wait, it was a first aid spray.
It's a hairspray, and you
It's
know
not- it was
it.
a- oh my
You're
god!
so
like,
obsessed with his hair. Why? That's
in
like
every
that's
single
more of a
Resident
you
Evil game.
characteristic.
In every Resident Evil game, you either heal yourself with herbs or
Yeah.
with first aid sprays, and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
keep
yeah.
picking them up, thinking, "Well, I've got no use for hairspray."
And you just throw them away. You drop them from your inventory because you're like, what am I gonna do with all this hairspray?
He literally does this when he uses it.
And also,
I
why
go,
do I keep dying for no reason?
Yeah. Oh my god, Dev,
Yeah.
you've got your hand up a minute ago. Let's.
So next week is the beginning of the last Dragon Ball anime.
What?
That was
Really?
written by
Last?
Toriyama.
Oh, because the creator has died, yeah.
The creators died, so it's starting next week.
What, for Dragon Ball?
Yeah,
Really?
it's me. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Pokemon has
Yeah.
ended, and now
Yeah.
Dragon Ball's also ending.
yeah.
And next week is going to be the last of the current era of Geek Battle as well. So
We will see. We will
Yeah.
see.
every
Would they keep? Do you think they'll keep going with Dragon Ball then?
They want to keep it going as a franchise, but the anime will be over because the writer passed away.
So the anime as we know it is over.
Yeah.
Damn it.
yeah.
Rest.
Okay. Yeah. So very quickly before we go on to we're gonna have to wrap in like in a few minutes. I'll try to have like one game at the end here. Right.
Yay!
I've put it in the title. We've spoken a little bit about Agatha. We've spoken about Joker. Rings of Power has ended, guys. But
Thank
it
the
will be-
Lord of the Rings that it
they're
has.
bringing it back for season 3. It's all but confirmed. So yeah, Rings of Power will never end. They're gonna.
Jeff Bezos is like, I can spend money for a rocket ship, okay? I can keep throwing money at it. I don't care if nobody watches.
I think they just have to keep, like I said this a week ago or whatever. With Rings of Power, they spent $250 million to get the rights to this show, and if they just stopped making it, that's just absolute waste. They need to keep spending money so that within the fullness of time, they keep getting more views, and it eventually becomes profitable.
Or you
They have
can
no other
again,
content. They literally have no other content on that platform.
No, they have great shows.
No, they do, but they spent like 90% of the budget on Lord of the Rings.
They
Yeah.
have The Boys. They
They have
have.
Reacher. They have Reacher, which did
Okay,
really
yeah,
well.
okay.
They have Region, they have the boys, they have Neighbours.
Neighbours.
They have,
Oh my god.
It's
Yeah.
still going.
No.
Yeah,
It's an interesting story because in 2022, Channel 5 cancelled it, so it ended completely. Then Amazon bought it and brought it back.
Yeah. No, okay, so just to, because Cap and Ryan probably have no idea what we're talking about.
No, I know.
There is an
I know
Australian, soap opera called Neighbours. It started, I think, in 1985. To try to clue you into it, if you watch Street Fighter the movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme, the actress that plays Cammy she's an actress, but she's also more famous as a singer called Kylie Minogue. She started her career in the TV show Neighbours, and then
Even
she
Russell
went.
Crowe.
Sorry.
So did Russell Crowe.
Yeah, okay. But Kylie Minogue is the most famous
Yeah.
linked person to Neighbours, right? Kylie
Did
and
Russell
Jason.
Crowe sing the intro? Neighbours! Everybody needs good neighbours!
To be fair,
Oh my God, I love
there is one MCU person in it. There's one MCU person
MCU?
from Neighbours. Yeah,
Is it Kang?
Aldrich Killian.
Oh.
Who?
From
Who's that?
the villain from number 3.
From what?
From Iron Man 3.
Oh yeah, Guy Pearce. Yeah, Guy
Yeah.
Pearce was also originally in Neighbours. And so when it ended, like in the last episode, they suddenly brought in Kylie Minogue and Jason
Guy
Donovan,
Pearce.
Guy Pearce, and then they did this ending where most of the characters moved house, and then a year later, Amazon bought the rights to it, and suddenly they had to bring all of these characters back, and they were like, "Shit, we've got Guy Pearce living in this. He's gonna need quite some budget to pay." And I don't know.
Yeah.
I
No,
did
they
watch
sent it to
feedback.
England. They sent it to England.
Okay. Okay. Who here keeps up with Neighbours? Because
Me.
I watched it when it ended. And I watched it when
Yeah.
it when it came back. But this is the problem about a soap opera on a streaming service. It's like I'm probably like 600 episodes behind now, and that is too much to do.
Yeah.
So
How
Is
does
there-
this so far?
What's the time difference between? I mean, you mentioned Street Fighter 2,
yeah,
or the movie Street Fighter. Was it made? So wait, are you saying Kylie Minogue was in that original, like Claude Van Damme?
Yes,
Yeah.
she was.
How
Yeah.
old is she? I didn't think she was that like. That's
She's like 50 or 60.
okay. I'm going to show you something, guys. So
Why do I think she's
Kylie-
like 20 or 30?
because she's eternally like you're just
Young.
remembering her singing.
I hear
like,
pop star, and I'm like, they're always
She's like Paul Rudd. She's got the secret to eternal youth.
Yeah.
If it's
Okay,
Keanu
so
Reeves,
Kylie Minogue 2024. Let's find some images.
Yeah, but the secret with that cap is don't shave the beard.
yes.
That's insane. Look, like forever young. Honestly, she is someone that hasn't aged at all.
Well, that's the adrenochrome.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so and then I'll bring up Kylie Minogue from like the beginning of Neighbours. So
Neighbours.
look, this is what she's progressed from and to. Oh my god, she's like proper 80s Sarah Connor hairstyle here. That's Kylie Minogue and Jason Donovan. And that's them in the final episode. You know,
Wow.
so
It's like she was reincarnated from the 80s into the 2000s.
Look at that
Yeah.
mullet.
Yeah.
Why was mullet a thing in the 80s?
a mullet.
Yeah. Why was
I
that
don't
a
know.
thing?
Yeah.
gonna.
I know
hide over
Dave
here.
had one. I know Dave had one in 2000.
Oh, if you like that haircut, you'll love the Lyle and Eric Menendez story.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's
I'm gonna have to
it's
watch
a
that.
period piece that's set in the 80s, 90s, and it
'Cause,
kind of the whole vibe and the music and the soundtrack and the 80s shoes, and it's got that whole era-ness to it,
Yeah. Okay, what is like the obsession with why do serial killers keep getting TV shows made about them and yet I can't? Because it just leads me to one conclusion, and I don't really want to become a serial
If
killer.
you kill the other Davids, David, you probably would have a show made out
I'll
of it.
absorb all their power. You're right.
I know this because I studied the advertising and the psychological effects of these whodunit movies, mystery TV shows. The audience are engaged by the whole mystery and the details and the intrigue behind it, and they want to know about it without having to look up the information themselves. They want to be given the information about what happened without looking at it themselves.
So what you're suggesting, Dev, is that on a Saturday night, you had the fan. All right, kids, gather round. We're going to watch the Jeffrey Dahmer thing on Netflix. Hooray!
Oh my god!
You
Okay,
joke, but that's exactly it.
hang on. Listen, this brings
I
back
love a
a
good
story.
mystery.
So I will teach, and about 2 months after the Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix show came on, I was teaching, and there was like a kid who was about 5 or 6, maybe 6 at the oldest, and I was like, and I was speaking to him because he was a little bit peculiar, and I have to be careful about this. But he was just like, I can't go over there. It's like, why not? It's because Jeffrey will get me. It's like, Jeffrey who? Jeffrey the killer. It's like, what have you been watching with your parents?
Toys R Us commercial.
Yeah.
Maybe he's thinking about Jeff the Killer.
Yeah, I was going to say that's
Exactly.
another one.
It's like, Jesus.
No, that's a different character, David.
That's
Jeff
like
the Killer is a different guy.
Do not Google it. Do not Google it.
creepypasta.
Do not Google that image.
I'm not going to. Don't
I
worry.
have to say, there's an Andrew Schultz joke when he got married to his girlfriend that he had she had 6 serial killer shows and 1 British Bake Off. And he came to the conclusion the reason why girls don't like sport is because sports is not violent enough. You guys like real violence, like serial killer shit. And they watched a documentary of a serial killer who attacks joggers at night. And his wife watched that, and afterwards she said, I'm going for a run.
I think girls watch serial killer shows to know how to survive a first date.
I tell you what, there is an aspect to this that is just true. Like, with my girlfriend, we went to, a chamber of horrors, waxworks. And she was like, oh, this is disgusting. But then she wanted to go to the catacombs. I was like, you do realise there's actual dead bodies there?
She's like, I can handle that, but not the fake ones.
Yeah, it's like, no, let's look at the wax statues. It's fiction. It's fiction.
Have you seen the movie Waxworks?
Is it what movie Waxworks? Is it the one with what's her name? Paris Hilton in?
No. This is a different. You're thinking House of Wax.
Yeah.
Same theme, but no, this is like an 80s movie where it's a wax museum, but all the things come to life. And then you have a Frankenstein wax. It's like all these characters from fiction. And I think your Extreme show would the Extreme show would love it because there's so many characters that come to life.
Oh my god, I'm just looking.
So it's kind of like Night in the Museum, but with horror characters.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like an 80s movie, so it's got a really fun atmosphere to it.
There is an Abbott and Costello film where they end up. Is it Abbott and Costello meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and they end up in a wax museum, and they're like, oh, because there's these scary figures stood there. But then, an electricity cable hits onto a statue of Frankenstein's monster, and it starts moving. Anyone seen that? No. Oh, okay.
I also had to say, speaking of Frankenstein and stuff, there was actually a good Frankenstein movie I liked. It's kind of the monster movie. It's kind of like Frankenstein is hunted by demons, because like Frankenstein holds the secret of demon possession because like he's a corpse without a soul, so demons can possess him, and like all the demons in the world now want him so they can recreate men of corpses and the demons can possess them. And then the gargoyles, they're like the angel representation of on Earth. And again, it's a great film, but it has only one problem: it has Jai Courtney.
Oh, Jai Courtney, garbage. He ruins every film.
I mean, and to be fair, David, like he's not being the likable character that ends up being the most baddest thing about the film. He's being a bad guy, and it's a really cool friend. I think it's called Frankenstein or something.
I was about to
like
say,
that.
was it that film?
Yeah, it's a guy who played Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight. He's Frankenstein. He's really good.
Oh,
in
no,
it.
God.
I actually enjoyed that film. I'm sad that it didn't really go anywhere.
I kind of remember that film wasn't very good.
I enjoyed it. It's a good, fun action horror.
With a
movie.
description like that, how could it be bad?
Yeah.
I just remember seeing the trailer for it and thinking, I have things like outside I could do.
Yeah, it's like if you like Van Helsing. Okay, Van Helsing was much cooler. Like,
Hugh
It's
Jackman
something.
Van Helsing?
Yeah, I love that. I love Van Helsing.
I have problems with CGI in general, but also that moment in time with that kind of CGI where it's just like,
Everyone was figuring it out.
let's let these cartoons.
My first Hollywood films were Men in Black 2, Stuart Little, and Van Helsing.
What a contrast! Aliens invading the planet, vampires destroying a village, mouse.
Now for the conversion. Nathan Lane.
My brother-in-law in the UK, and again, guys, this is like the VCR stuff. That he actually got us VCR in 2004. Sent me those 3 movies, and I honestly looked at Will Smith, and there was a Tamil actor who really, like in that time period, looked a lot like him and did most movies like him. He even did a weird version of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's called Vijay. It's very popular now. But like, I looked at that and went, "Oh, that guy is copying Vijay." And my mom's like, "No, Vijay is copying Will Smith."
Yeah. Okay, guys, we'll begin. Well, we'll wrap things up. But I think we've got time for one quick game. We haven't done a game in a while. Let's do the guessing game.
Yay!
Okay, so I'm gonna give each of you a minute to try to guess something. You can only ask yes or no questions.
Ryan's gonna guess everything because the last time we did that, he got all the points.
Okay.
Can we just give all the points to Ryan then?
Hang on. Dave, you're gonna go first. What would you like to guess?
Could I have a TV show?
Ooh, okay. And let's see what we've got. Okay. And your time starts now.
Is the TV show still ongoing?
No.
Is it from the year 2000 onwards?
Yes.
Is it a British TV show?
No.
Is it an American TV show?
Yes.
Is it a sitcom?
No.
Is it a drama?
No.
Is it science fiction?
You could thereabouts, but it would be called something else.
Is it a horror then?
No.
Is it a thriller?
No.
Is it a crime?
No. It'll deal with crime in most episodes, but it's not that either.
Is there a is the lead actor a male?
Yes.
Does it have elements of sci-fi?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does it involve time travel?
Yeah, probably a little bit, but that is time. Probably a little bit. Almost certainly, but I couldn't swear it from first-hand knowledge.
No.
Cap, handing over to you.
Is it a superhero show?
Yes.
Fuck.
I know what it is.
Sorry?
Is it Smallville?
No.
Is it the Arrow show?
No.
Is it one of the CW shows?
Yes.
Is it The Flash?
Yes, it is! Cap, you get the point. Well done.
David missed everything except for the superhero.
Yeah. It's always tricky when it comes to that, because it's science fiction, but it's not what it would be called.
But like, again, this is what I heard. David is smiling. It's from the 2000s. It has sci-fi elements. It's got to be small.
Okay, so I'll do what we've done when we've done this more recently. We started with you, Dave. I'm going to go to the other end of the row, because otherwise it would just take forever to get to Dev.
Okay.
Dev, what would you like to guess?
I would like to have video game adaptations starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Aha,
Video game.
right.
Very specific.
Video game. Do you want a video game?
You know what? Yeah, I'll take a video game.
Okay, and take it away.
Okay, is it from the 90s?
No.
80s?
No.
2000s?
Yes.
Is it part of a franchise?
Yes.
Is the franchise still going on today?
Yes.
Was it on the PS1?
No.
Was it on the PS2?
No.
Was it on the PS3?
Yes.
Was it... Oh. Is it Uncharted?
No, it's not.
Is it... I don't even know. Is it a Call of Duty game?
It's not, no.
Is it a shooter?
No.
Adventure?
A kind of adventure, but it wouldn't be called that.
Is it a platformer?
Yes.
Is it Rayman?
No.
Is it a Rayman game?
No, that is time, I'm
yeah.
afraid. That is time. Ryan, handing over to you. Same one to guess. Go.
Does the game have a female protagonist?
Not that I remember, no.
Not that you remember.
No, there might be multiple playable characters, but the main one definitely is male.
Is it set in a exotic place?
Probably on some levels.
Is it based on a movie?
No.
Is
Based on a movie, for clarity.
what?
The game isn't based on a movie, for clarity.
It's not. Are there guns in the game?
I don't think so.
Is it a puzzle game?
There probably are guns, but not...
You don't shoot them yourself in the game?
No, you don't. Okay.
Do you get around with a pickaxe or a shovel?
Not that I remember, and that is time. 99% certain the answer to that would be no. Capital Fave, handing over to you.
Is it an action game?
Yeah, but we've already established it's a platformer. But yeah, it has action.
Is it on PC?
It might have been, couldn't tell you.
Is there sword action in it if there's no guns in it?
There's no sword action, no.
Is it like a game like Sonic or Mario?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, it's a Nintendo game.
No.
So it's Sonic, Mario.
Yeah.
Is it Sonic?
Yes. What's it called?
Is it Sonic 1? Is it Sonic 2? Is
No.
it Sonic 3? Is it
No.
Sonic 4? Is
You're
it
not gonna
Sonic
get
5?
it.
Is it
Just
Sonic
tell me the
6?
name. What's it called?
Sonic? The Hedgehog?
There you go!
Fuck!
So it isn't Sonic 1, but it was called Sonic the Hedgehog. So it's the one that everyone thinks on, where they didn't call it Sonic 5 or Sonic 6. They just called it Sonic, and they said it didn't earn that name. Okay.
This is how it feels when you guys guessed an animated movie, okay?
Fine. Okay, Cap. So you get the point again. Right, but we do actually now start with you this time. So Cap Fave, what would you like to guess?
Gee, I would try something different. How about an animated movie by Warner Brothers?
You want an animated movie?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what comes up. And... God, I'm trying to find one that's animated.
Dave is fuming. Like, I almost got it, it's right there.
Okay, I've got an animated movie. Take it away.
Is it from the 90s?
Yes.
Is it by Disney?
Yes.
Is it about a princess or a prince? Is it about a princess?
It's not about a princess. It is about a prince. Yes.
Is it Aladdin?
No.
Is it Tarzan?
No.
Is it Hercules?
It is Hercules. There you go, Cap. You get the point again. I'm glad you got it because I was like, oh, is he a prince or is he a god? I don't know.
He is technically, because he is the son of Zeus, who's the king of gods.
The king of gods. So you're right. Okay, Ryan, it comes down to you. What would you like to guess?
Shall I just go home?
Yeah. Can I pick anything that's been category-wise asked?
Yeah,
already,
you
or...
can choose whatever you like.
How about a TV show again? That's fine.
Okay, let's see what we've got here. Oh, I don't know if that's too hard. Let's go for... Oh, yeah, okay, I'm going to go for it. And your time begins now.
Is it The Outer Limits?
No, it's not.
Okay, I tried to go for a straight shot because I feel like last time I won is because you picked something I only know. Like I don't know like any of the superheroes. Anyway, is it an old show?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to go for it. Yes.
Old as in black and white, or old
Yes.
as in? Is it Twilight Zone?
No.
Is it in the vein of Twilight Zone?
Yeah, I would say so.
Is it is it produced by Rod Serling?
No.
Is it have Alfred Hitchcock involved?
Yes, it does.
Really?
Yes.
Is it Alfred Hitchcock Presents?
Yes, it is. That's amazing, Ryan. I can't believe that.
That's weird.
When that came up, okay, I'm going to tell you the story here. When that came up, I was like, oh, that's going to be so hard. Because everyone's going to say, is it a 90s show? Is it 2000s? Is it 80s? And when I'm like, no, go back. Right? I was like, that's going to be way too hard. And so I changed it. And I was going to do the show Charmed. I'll just tell you that now. And then when you went, is it The Outer Limits? I was like, actually, let's go for the one because I think you're going to get it. And you did within about 20 seconds. That's spectacular.
Somehow I feel like you just kind of read me and you're like, here's the only kind of shit he likes, so I'm going to go in there. And then it's just like...
I swear, though, I've got the random Extreme Improv generator up here. So that's what came up. The first one that came up was...
Wow.
That app is designed according to your psychological profile, Ryan.
They
Right,
read
but
all my...
we're going to have to wrap things up now. Cap, you got the most points. You are our winner. Dave, where can people find you?
You can find me here on Extreme on various shows. You can check out my YouTube channel, David MC Gaming, where I do gaming videos and Let's Plays, Star Wars: The Old Republic footage. It's my Halloween season coming up. Outlast is finishing up this Monday, and we got Resident Evil following up afterwards, so please go and check that out. Also go check out stuff I'm doing with Cap, with Lunch Lady, and new stuff always coming out. Legend of Tutti Frutti just started today, so that's also back.
Okay, Dev.
You can find me on Twitch and TikTok under the name FWDAD.
Okay, fantastic. Ryan.
Social media at Agents of Relaxation. I just posted some stand-up clips from a show I did last week, so you can catch up some of that. And I've been playing Fallout 76 only because Dave recommended it, and it's a very fun game, and it's also because I have no money and I can't buy any of the new things that just came out.
Right, fantastic.
Wait, what platform, Ryan?
Xbox XS or S. Yeah,
Damn.
Series S. Why?
Because I have it on PC.
Wait, really? Can't you can't mix those worlds?
I don't know. I don't think you can.
Yeah,
Oh,
Xbox
okay.
supports Microsoft. I think so, maybe, I don't know.
Well,
Cap, where can the people find you?
You can find me on some beats in the Glee Club, where I sing my dance, I throw myself in a bucket, and I work with puppets. And you can also check me on Dave's channel, Screaming for My Life, but not really, because like Dave mostly does the screaming, and he wants me out. And also, again, it's Halloween season, so please, my next video is going to be my official first Halloween video. It's coming out on Sunday. David might hate it, because I kind of dissed the Ghostbusters, but other than that, go check that out. There's going to be more stuff coming in.
Okay, fantastic. And you can find me on all things David Postansky, all things Geek Battle. And do check out next week's show, because it will be the end of the current era of all of the shows on the Extreme Improv, Slam Jam, Geek Battle themes. But then the following week will be the new era of all of the show. Similar, they're not going to change too much, but fresh licks of paint, fresh formats, and a few other changes as well. So with that, until next time, stay safe, always stay extreme, live long and prosper, may the force be with you, and ciao for now. Boom, and we're off the air.